So a few years ago, I recall getting on my social media and something new was on there, right? And something I hadn't really seen before. It was all these videos. Um, and you'd scroll down a little bit in your Facebook, and then all of a sudden you would just be inundated with all these videos, and you would click on one, and then it would show another, and it would show another, and it would show another, usually around 30 seconds or so, right? And I didn't know what this was. I didn't know why it was coming onto my Facebook all of a sudden. But one thing I realized is like it was very, very addictive. It was like you could just sit there and lose hours of your day watching these videos, one after another after another. And so my initial reaction is somebody that tries to be very intentional with their time, with their social media and stuff like that, was to try to opt out of it, right? Like, let's knock this off. Because, you know, these social media platforms, they do have a lot of things that you can take away. Like if you don't want to show what city you live in, or you don't want, you know, you want to put it on stealth mode or some kind of protection on your Facebook, you can do that. You can opt out of quite a few things. You can block somebody if you want to. There's lots of different things that you can do. But the more I tried with this, the more I realized like you cannot get rid of it. Like there's no way. And I looked online, I looked everywhere. It just said, you know, there's no way of opting out of it. It's on your Facebook now. It's permanent, and there's nothing you can do. And it sort of led me to question why is this? Why, of all things, are you not allowed to get rid of this when you can get rid of so many other things? And I wanted to look into it a little bit more, and it looked like all the other platforms, whether it was Instagram or Snapchat or all these things. And then I even saw that YouTube started doing it, right? And what was going on here, right? Because even like, you know, YouTube, I looked at as a very good platform. I'd learned many things through the years through YouTube, and I had my subscriptions and the people that I followed. I even taught myself how to garden and to, you know, kind of small scale farm through YouTube. Taught myself many things. It's a very good platform, right? Then all of a sudden it's like, I don't get to pick this stuff anymore. It's not showing things that, you know, I'm prescribed to. It's showing things that they want me to see. And it's with the goal of keeping you on there as long as possible. So all these platforms got it, whether it's Facebook and Instagram with the reels, YouTube with the shorts, Snapchat, which I don't use, but it has the Snaplight as well. So all of them adopted this, these very short videos, right, that looped one after another. And not only that, but it, you know, you did not get the choice anymore what content you really wanted to have brought to you. It was now choosing this for you, and a lot of it, quite frankly, was just straight up rage baked, right? It wants to get people angry or upset or agreeing with it, whatever it can, to just continuously get you in that loop. And what was going on here was from the phenomenon of TikTok, right? TikTok got more popular during the pandemic. And what TikTok was essentially was these same things, right? Short form videos, short form content, 20 to 30 seconds looped over and over and over again. And TikTok was the first platform that said, we're not going to have you subscribe to stuff. We're not going to show you what the things that you want to follow. We're going to show you what we want to show you, because we think based off of our algorithms, we can keep you online as much as possible. I think this is fine for TikTok because you've opted into this, right? You've opted in and said, this is what I want. This is something I'm interested in. This is a platform I want to use. Okay. These other platforms, though, I mean, in their essence, in their beginning, had nothing to do with this, right? Facebook was a way for people to kind of stay in touch and keep up with one another. Instagram was this place where you could post pictures. Snapchat was a way for you to chat. But they've all adopted more and more things as time's gone on. And, you know, some of them they just won't let you out of. And whenever they see these new social media and social media trends like TikTok, they get in their head, well, we don't want to become the next extinct social media platform, so we have to adopt this in our own way, right? We have to make it the reels, or we have to make it the shorts, or we have to make it, you know, whatever it is. And then not only that, but we have to make it in a way where people get no choice in this matter. Like, you want to use this platform, you have to accept this new thing. Where now it is just like completely taken over those platforms, right? And, you know, Facebook and Instagram, you don't get a choice. Now it's not like you get to see what your friends are up to or things like that, what they're posting or what they have on their minds. Now it's just whatever they want to put on there, right? And it's with this idea of keeping people online as much as possible. And, you know, no matter what, they just want to keep you on there as long as possible. They don't care if you're, you know, falling behind on work or falling behind on life, or you've just wasted a whole day out of your life that you could be spending in a million other more intentional ways. They just want you on there, because the longer you stay on there, the more money you make. And a lot of us get into this without even realizing what it is, why it's been put on there, why this is dominating our lives more than ever. And for me, I use these platforms, but thankfully I've been aware of this for many, many years now. This power of social media. And, you know, I try to be very, very intentional with it. I try to be very observant about what kind of time I spend on this. And sometimes I'm like, wow, I've just watched 5 or 6 videos in a row. Like, I have to get off of this now. But what they are essentially is just these short dopamine hits, right? Over and over again. And it keeps you watching it because this next video might be the most hilarious video you've seen, or might be the most outrageous video that you've seen, or it might be the craziest thing that you've ever seen. So those dopamine hits just keep coming and keep coming. Now, what is it doing to us in the end? Not only is it stealing our time, but it makes us numb to everything else that goes on. So everything else in life just doesn't seem as pleasant, just doesn't seem as fun, just doesn't seem as enjoyable anymore. And until you can completely get away from that, you're going to be stuck in this. There's nothing that drives me more crazy than like getting together with friends or family or something like that, and everybody sits around and watch these reels and watch these loops, not even together, right? Everybody individually. One person sitting on the chair, one person sitting on the couch, one person, and they're just staring at their phone and just going through this phone. Now, don't get me wrong, social media addiction, it's been here for a while, right? This term of doom scrolling has been here for years and years and years now, where we would just swipe Facebook or Instagram and keep looking at stories and keep looking. But eventually, you kind of ran out of content. With this, you don't run out of content, right? It just keeps coming at you and coming at you and coming at you. And we play into it as well. It was a few years ago, I heard about a study that said the upcoming generation, their number one goal, job goal in life, most sought after job was to be an influencer, right? So many people jump on there and just keep feeding into this, right? And I'm not saying that videos online are bad, because like I said, so many of them are, there's so much out there that's informative and helping, and it comes from people that have knowledge, and it comes from people that have talent. But to put up this 30-second video, you don't really need that. All you need is to get somebody's attention very, very, very quickly. Like that. And then they're hooked, right? And most people are not making any kind of money off of this. They're getting their dopamine from the likes and the views and how many people see it. And they continuously feed into this system. I mean, it's kind of sad what's going on. A lot of people are getting their news and their information and their life off of this kind of stuff. And it's getting force-fed to them. And they don't know how to distinguish what's real and what's something that somebody's just throwing out them to rage bait them, to get them upset. Maybe you can get them upset at another person or another group. I think we only have ourselves to blame after this. I think we have to be aware. If this is the way you want to live your life, if this is the way when you're on your deathbed, you want to say, hey, my life was worthwhile because I got to watch tons and tons and tons of short form content. But if that's not your goal, if you want something more real, if you want to live a life more intentional, then you have to recognize this and you have to be able to put it down. I wish there was a better way. I wish there was a foolproof plan or something like that. But you have to be aware of it. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope maybe this brought awareness. And I hope that if this is something you want to change in your life, that you would consider it.